Yo, what's good, guys? It's Ken Wong. Today's video, I'm gonna start off with a little story. So recently, I bought Watch Dogs 2, and I opened up the case for it. So I usually look to the right where it has all those like codes and stuff, like mentioning the season pass, all those pamphlets, that like sheet of paper. And I noticed, I don't know why I tried looking for it, but I tried looking for a gaming manual. I was like, I was kind of surprised that they didn't have one because like I remember back in early 2000s and all those games, every game had a gaming manual in it. I just thought it was kind of surprising because I never noticed the fact that they stopped selling gaming manuals. So it kind of made me make this video about gaming trends that should be brought back and ones that should not, that should just die out. So let's get started. So first gaming trend that died out was the lack of campaigns since next gen consoles came out. I don't know why this happened, but it's kind of an excuse to just, in my opinion, it's an excuse just not to waste all that energy and focus on a campaign that really no one cares about because they do it for games that have no campaign was Titanfall, Overwatch, Rainbow Six Siege, and to be honest, Titanfall was one of those games where it suffered. Like we needed a backstory for it, but as long as I've learned to come to the exception of no campaign, as long as I could see that they focused on the game, like Rainbow Six Siege and Overwatch. Like, sure, it's nice to have a campaign to learn more backstory and more content, but as long as the game is like really good and I could see that, oh yeah, they took out the campaign just so they could focus on the multiplayer. That's what Rainbow Six Siege did. I could see that like their work paid off. There's no problem with them not having a campaign. So in my opinion, that gaming trend, I think it does need to come back into more games, and I think it has, to be honest. More campaigns in most of these games now is kind of more when the next gen first came out, like the first couple of years. But I think it deserves to come back. All right, on to the next one. And for these next gen games, like this is a current trend, and I think games are learning from it now because how bad previous games like Titanfall, Destiny, what's another game? What's another game? Damn, I forget. But this trend has been it. Let me just say this trend needs to die out because it's pretty bad. Oh yeah, No Man's Sky, that game game flopped so badly. That's all I'm gonna say. No more content needs to just die out. That game that should never be a thing. All right, this next one is a lesson that a lot of gamers learned from last year from No Man's Sky, which I just mentioned, because that game had a lot of hype, and it would turned out to be a really bad thing because that game was the biggest flop of 2016. People need to stop hyping things up, and when I mean hyping things up, I hype things up. I get really excited for a game when it comes out, but when when it's hype on the internet, like Reddit for games, they start making things up for the game that you could do. It that's ridiculous. You can't hype it up too much. I'm fine with people saying, "Oh yeah, like you could like Titanfall. Oh man, I can't wait to wall run and like hop into Titan." That's what you could do. That's something cool. That makes sense that you're hyping that up. But if you're making stuff up like, "Oh man, I can't wait to run on the walls with my Titan and then like stab someone," like no, you can't make stuff up for a video game and just keep hyping it up because then it won't be what it was. But I think that trend's gonna die out, especially because of No Man's Sky is a lesson that needed to be learned for the gaming community because it was really bad. It was really bad. So hype, no, it shouldn't continue. It should just die out. Well, lying hype, just exaggerated hype should just die out, not hype itself, because you need that stuff. All right, this one is I know a lot of people haven't seen this, or maybe I just don't know it, but when was the last time you guys seen like a memory card like for the PS2 and GameCube for like the next gen consoles like Xbox One and PS4? That trend has definitely died down because we don't need extra memory because of that stuff. But I think it would be kind of cool if they like kind of like revamped it, made it even cooler. But for now, this trend, it could, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't affect anyone, but it's just one of those things where like the gaming manual would just like it just stopped. It just stopped because of the memory. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. Another thing that's died down was portable consoles. PSP, DS, GameCube. If you think about it, the only really popular one was, I guess, the DS and GameCube. I'm thinking more of the GameCube because it was like one of its like the first kind of portable consoles. But after the DS ventured off to like the stupid ass 3DS, the XL or whatever it's fucking called, that it just started dying out. I don't know about PSP, like the PSP Vita or something. I know some people play it, but portable consoles are not the thing. It's not how what it used to be. So that in my opinion, I would want them to make better portable consoles and see what they can do with it. I'd want to see it kind of like compete with a regular console and see what it would be like playing on two different platforms. Like that would be cool. So I would say bring back that trend and try making it even better. All right, next, every shooter has this. If you guys know what I'm talking about, especially Call of Duty, gambling, loot boxes, loot crates, battle packs, whatever. That is the most annoying thing because it just harps on people just gambling, especially little kids. I don't know how that's like not illegal. Like that's messed up. They are literally teaching kids to gamble basically because it's that random, and gambling's an addiction. Like that trend just needs to go away because it's just bad. It's just so bad. It needs to go away from all these first person shooters. There's better ways of doing it, but it needs to just go. God damn. I don't know about you guys, but for this one, I thought it was really annoying as soon as I got my Xbox One, how you have to install games before you play them. I've looked this up like years ago and there was no solid answer, and when I was making this video, I wanted to look it up again and I finally found the answer for it. So basically it was saying that the games cannot run on the disc anymore because it wouldn't allow the games to run in 1080p. That makes sense for me now, but I just still think it's annoying. Like, don't you miss the days when it was like the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, where you just buy a game, come home, put it in, and start playing right away? It's just one of those things I miss, but it's a necessary now. So I don't know what I would put this, if this should stay as a gaming trend or if this should go. I'm just saying it needs to stay. It's a must. It's a must. So I'm not even gonna put it in a category. All right, I've been mentioning it in this video like the whole time. So gaming manuals, like it's not a need. It just I grew up with having the manual in the game, so it was really surprising when I just figured out like they finally got rid of it. It's just one of those things that just kind of blew my mind. You guys got to check it out. If you guys grew up with gaming manuals, check the next disc that you buy. It's not gonna have a gaming manual. It's just one of those things that just shocked me. All right, this last one has to be the most important one for me because I got 3 other brothers and we used to do split screen all the time. Split screen is one of those that it really needs to come back. I don't know why they got rid of it. Like games they just got rid of it for no reason. It's one of those things where no one complained about it, and at the same time no one really voices their opinion for it, except for when they take it out of a game like Halo. People did not like when Halo took out split screen, and it's rightfully so. Like it's been in the game since it first came out. It's one of its core mechanics, and I think more games, a little bit more games should support it, and especially because it's next gen, it's a next gen console, you would think it would be better to run split screen on. I think split screen definitely needs to make a return, and like I want to see it like better. See like maybe they up the frame for it. Like that would be cool. I know it's really hard to do split screen, but try and bring it back in like in some select game modes. Like that would be cool. It's one of those trends that I really miss, and I know a lot of people miss it too, because everyone has siblings and everyone has friends. When they come over, they can't play together because it's not, the games don't support split screen. So I definitely think they should bring it back. It needs to be brought back. So in conclusion, my list was 9 in total. 9 goes to no campaign, not enough content, hype, portable memory, portable consoles, loot boxes, gambling basically, not having to install your game before you play them, gaming manuals, and then split screen. I really want you guys to comment on this and put what you think of this list and what trends that need to be brought back, and just elaborate on my thoughts. It would really mean a lot to me. And if you guys like this video, definitely like it and check out my other content. If you like that, definitely consider subscribing. Everyone have a good one. I'm out. Peace.